Hello everyone, welcome to day 13. Only this day and tomorrow left. However, I maybe have a little bit of a bonus video for you, so keep an eye out for that. Anyways, for today, we're going to be doing movement for mobility. Now, the mobility we get in our yoga practice is already fantastic. However, we can take it a step further and make the movements more intentional. Perhaps to work on a specific skill or strengthen a problem area. So in today's video, we're going to be using quite a few yoga movements and some additional mobility movements, which will help you on a day-to-day basis and within your yoga practice. All right, so we're swapping to a voiceover for this video. We're going to start on the knees and just with a little bit of a shoulder warm up. So you can bring one hand on the chest and start to rotate one of the arms. Be intentional with the movement. Lift the shoulder blade up and pull it down. Good, take it to the other side. This time the opposite arm is rotating forward. Nice big circles here. We really want to warm the shoulders up as they are one of the most easily injured joints. Good, interlace the fingers and warm those wrists up. So the first thing we're going to work on today is shoulder extension. And we can find shoulder extension within the chaturanga pose and a bunch of other arm balances. So walk to the top of your mat, come into a halfway lift, and just allow your back to straighten out. Find a gentle little hamstring stretch as you normally would. And then reach the arms as far back as they can go, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Lift up, keep those arms back into shoulder extension. Then from here, on the inhale, lift the arms up into shoulder flexion. Exhale, fold, and we're gonna start with a couple sun salutations to warm up further. Inhale halfway, exhale, walk it back to your plank, and slowly knees come down. We're gonna bend at the elbows, keep a nice sturdy upper body, and shoulder in line with the elbows for that right angle in the elbow. Lower down on the mat, and inhale to cobra. Exhale, downward dog. So we're going to do that a few times, but in chaturanga we find or begin to find a bit of shoulder extension. And often yoga teachers will tell you to not bring the shoulder lower than the elbow. Inhale, walk to your halfway lift. Exhale, fold. However, on occasion, it is okay to bring those shoulders a little lower than the elbows, just to strengthen your full range of motion in the joint. Good, come back up to your upward salute, exhale to fold, inhale halfway, and exhale, walk it back. Knees come down, again, find the right angle in the elbow, nice and sturdy in the upper body, lower down, inhale, lift. Exhale to your downward dog. Good, inhale, walk between the hands, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Arms come back again. Find your shoulder extension. Inhale, lift the arms up, shoulder flexion. Exhale to fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, walk it back to your plank. From here, we're going to try a proper chaturanga, so nice and sturdy in the body, holding that right angle. Lift up. If you need to, still bring those knees down for the extra support. As long as you're working on that sturdy upper body position, again with the right angle in the elbows. Inhale halfway, exhale, arms come back. Inhale, lift up, reach the arms up for that shoulder flexion. Exhale, fold. Inhale halfway, exhale, walk it back to plank, and lower, chaturanga. Inhale, lift, maybe upward dog this time. If that isn't accessible to you, then go to your cobra. Lift the hips up, downward dog. So actually in downward dog, we are in shoulder flexion here, pressing those arms up. That's often what beginners can struggle with, finding that range of motion in the shoulder. Inhale halfway, walk it up. Exhale, fold, arms come back, lift up, and then arms lift again. Good, exhale, fold again, halfway lift. Exhale, walk, or maybe hop it back to plank or chaturanga. Hold, 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 deep breath, and then lift to upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog, nicely done. And listen to your body, bring those knees down if you need to in your chaturanga. Working on the form first. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lift up. And we're gonna lift the right leg up right in front of us, nice and straight, working the hip flexors now. Hip flexion. Take a breath and hold. Good, right foot comes down on the exhale. Left leg kicks out in front. Good, lower the left foot down. Take a deep breath in your mountain pose. And then inhale, arms lift up. Exhale, bring the hands on the back of the head and lift for a couple of hip hinges. So lowering down, hips can move back a little bit, keeping the back as straight as you can as you dip and lift. Link your breath. Exhale down, inhale up. Keep it going. Nice, last one. And release the hands. Next up, spinal flexion. So you might have seen these before. You might have seen a lot of these movements before in my classes, but we're targeting today. So flex the spine, reach down into a forward fold, bend the knees if you need to. Find that rounding, lift back up and extend. Exhale, round the back, arms go down. Inhale, lift up, and this time extend the spine. So lifting the chest, finding the curve in the back. Round the back, reach the hands down, lift on up. You can also progress with this movement by adding weight to it and loading the mobility. If you want to progress further with this, you can turn it into a Jefferson curl and add a stool underneath you and a weight in the hands and go further down in the toes. When you're ready, return back to your mountain pose, the top of the movement. Step the right foot out to the side and take a wider gait with the left leg. So take a little mini squat here, and we're gonna do a couple curtsy squats towards the right. So that right leg is bending. Squat on both sides. So normal squat in the middle and curtsy squat. The left leg crosses behind the right. A little bit of hip rotation. Keep it going. Last one, and bring it back to mountain. Very nice. This time left leg lift, step it back, hands come onto the hips. Now we're going to do a little bit of knees over toes. So that means bringing the knee over the toe or over the ankle. See how deep you can go while keeping that back knee lifted. It's okay if you can't get this deep, and if your heel needs to lift. Eventually you want to get that heel on the ground though, in the front foot. We're gonna go for about 5. Go as low as you feel comfortable. This one's intense on the hip flexors and the knee, but it strengthens both by bringing them into, again, their end range of motion. Good, bring it back to mountain. We're gonna take the curtsies to the other side, so get a nice distance. Again, curtsy squat, right leg crosses behind the left, and then into a normal squat. Keep it going. A little bit of nice hip rotation, movement for the hips. Good, bring it back to the middle. This time the right foot steps back, hands come onto the hips. 5 more knees over toes squats. Nice. Again, you can progress this by actually adding weights here. Once you feel like this is comfortable doing 5 or so repetitions, feel free to increase the amount of repetitions or add some weight. Try and keep the back knee lifted. Good. Come back to the middle. Shake the legs out just a bit. Okay, then we're gonna work on a little bit of shoulder flexion. So walk it back to your plank. And then knees come down, lower all the way down to the stomach. Arms reach out in front of you. Use the back muscles to lift and reach them forward. Then point the thumbs upwards. When you're ready, add about 10 lifts and lowers in the shoulders. Just warming them up a little bit more. Keep elevated in the back muscles, working them as well. Nice. Hands come back down to the chest. Take a little rest and we'll start again. Lift up to a cobra. And lower. Arms reach out back in front. 10 more lifts and lowers. Good. Come back to the middle. Walk the hands forward. Melt the chest down for puppy pose. Now we're really coming into that flexion in the shoulders. Grip the mat for a little bit more pull. And coming into a little bit of spinal flexion by sinking the chest down. Now alternate between a passive puppy and an active. So tucking the ribs in, adding a pull, rounding the back slightly. Dipping the chest down, lifting the chest, rounding the back. It's like cat-cow almost, but a little bit lower down. Good. Release into that full passive puppy. Melt the chest down. Then go ahead and lift up to normal tabletop and either re-enter puppy after a little bit of a break, or if you have blocks, feel free to intensify and stretch the triceps as well by placing the elbows on top of the blocks and then sinking the chest down. Head can rest down between the blocks. So this really opens the shoulders up. Be gentle with this one. Coming out of this one can be a little bit difficult too, so be mindful of how deep you're allowing the shoulders to melt. Best way out is either walking the knees forward or engaging the back to lift the elbows off. Good. From here, sit back on top of the heels. And as this next reverse Nordic movement can be intense on the quads and the knees, you can regress it by just sitting on top of the heels and lifting back up with a hinge in the hips. If not, try and keep that upper body straight, sink back and lift back up. Keep it going for about 5 to 8 times, but take it at your own pace and your own depth. Be very careful. Again, if it gets too much, just bend the hips and take a seat on the heels and then lift back up. Good. Last one. And take a seat back on the heels. A little bit of a rest. You may already feel those quads cramping up just a bit. Nice. Lift back up. If you do need more rest, then feel free to pause the video. But if you're ready to go, then add in a couple more, 5 to 8. Nice, good job. Getting some blood to the quads and the knee joint. Good, release down. Walk the legs forward and take a seat. From here, we're again working on shoulder extension. So bring those hands behind you. And then from here, lift into a reverse tabletop and hold. If you're comfortable here, then stay here. If you want to make this more active, then we're going to dip the hips to the ground for a couple of repetitions. Squeeze the glutes, lift up, then lower the hips. Keep a little bend in the elbows. The shoulders start to feel a little iffy, then refrain from pushing further. Hold at the top now. If you did want to progress with your mobility, then you can add some dips by using dip bars like the ones behind me. That way you can work actively with your body weight into those end ranges. Nice, release down. Shake the shoulders out if you need to. And next we're going to work on hip abductions and adductions. Moving the leg away and towards you. So take a seat on the glutes, one arm props up behind you, and then bend the left leg, right leg lifts up to meet the hand. About 12 repetitions. Find a comfortable position and squeeze those thighs together. Good. This time shift onto your side, bring the right leg underneath you, and then using the right leg, lift, kick the left leg into the air. So press with that right leg and then lift the left leg. Use the left arm as balance. Nice. One more. Good. Take a seat and bring the left leg over the right. Now we're just gonna squeeze that left leg up. Hover it for as long as you can here. I'll let you know when it's time to release. Good, release that leg down, nice. We're gonna take it to the other side. This time the left leg is underneath, right leg is propped up, and lift that left leg up towards the hand. Find a comfortable position in the left arm, propping you up. Nice. From here, left leg comes underneath you. We're going to use it to press us up and kick the right leg into the air. Good, keep it going. Good, last one. Nice. Take a seat on the mat. The left arm props you up, right leg crosses over, and try and squeeze that left leg up. We're gonna hover it. Keep hovering. And release. Nicely done. Alright, to finish off, if you have any pillows or a block, you can bring them underneath the upper back here, propping you up and allowing the chest to open up towards the ceiling. Good. If you do not have a block, then you can just add in some spinal twists here instead. Just make this your favorite relaxing stretch. About 5 deep breaths. Good. When you're ready, come on and lift up, find a seat, and we'll finish there. Nice. This mobility flow is meant to be repeatable, and you can add in those progressions, maybe with weight, whenever you feel like you need to. Or I may do a progression version of this flow in the future. Either way, see you tomorrow for day 14. We'll be doing one of my favorite types of flow, again, a feel-good vinyasa.